Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Quick look at Ethereum, double checking a few important things. As per usual, we're seeing this nice pullback here from Ethereum. This coin does like to belly flop quite often. I'm saying that sarcastically, but also optimistically too, in the sense that it's just a natural capitulation for most coins, albeit Ethereum dropped a little harder than most too. You got to keep in mind, it was also fairly higher than the average as well, due to the fact that it had a nice little pump here back on Sunday with the majority of the market. So what we want to look at is back-end liquidation data first. We'll quickly double check that and recognize a few important factors such as liquidation, kind of see what's going on here, because when we look at liquidation, there is a lot of liquidation close to the price action now, which does imply further downside. Also, in case you didn't catch my analysis from Bitcoin, I want you to recognize that Bitcoin is exuding some pretty bearish behavior, and I think the likelihood of retesting that $85,000 range makes sense with a manipulative wave down here, essentially to break its current range with its bullish rectangle. Of course, the price could seriously shoot up from here, and Bitcoin is mostly bullish. Just note that if Bitcoin does pull back, which I think I'm leaning more towards that being a distinct reality, then I think we're going to see the same thing from Ethereum. So just note that is a very real scenario here for this coin. Having said that, when we take a quick look at the back-end liquidation data, we can recognize, obviously, liquidation is looking pretty bearish. In other words, we've got a significant amount of open interest to the downside, or correction, I misspoke. This is liquidation delta, basically implying that we have more people shorting than taking longs on this coin right now. Furthermore, too, with open interest, we can see there's pretty heavy concentrations above the price action, reinforcing resistance, and we do have a tentative support, once more, we talked about this previously, at 1975. So if we do end up pulling back further, that would be a nice little support / open interest area, which is what's highlighted here, okay? So what we want to do is take a quick look at the daily, work our way down, and just note that, macro perspective is still terrible for this coin. I'm not throwing shade at Ethereum at all, just saying that in general, 95% of most coins right now have bearish structures on the daily time frame still, even though Bitcoin has tentatively broken bullish. So I just want to kind of throw it out there, give you some food for thought here. We're still not officially on track. We are above the 20-day SMA, which is fantastic, all well and good, but we're still under 50 on the RSI. There's a lot of reasons why we haven't broken bullish yet, but just note that this is commonplace and pretty normal for most coins right now. We can see MACD stochastic swinging down. We lost 50 on the RSI. There's every reason here as to why the price should continue lower. Just keep in mind we're entering our support range of 2000 to 1975, because that is not only just open interest, but psychological support at 2000. So hypothetically, Bitcoin recovers from here, we should see Ethereum recover too. That's just kind of the commonplace. And as you kind of see here from my analysis from yesterday, we can see that the 2025, that was supposed to be a support range for us. We blew through that here so far, retested 2000. Distinct probability we either A, bounce from here, or kind of maintain this range between 1975 and 2000. So I don't think we're in dire straits, but it's certainly not a coin you want to kind of take along with. We have already secured profits on our Ethereum long. That was what? Here we got SUI on your protocol ETH. There we go. 28% in 4 days. We took a trade on Thursday, took profit yesterday. All well and good, in and out, nothing to worry about. Also, as per usual with my community, I always recommend if you're taking my trades, secure profits whenever possible. Adjust your stop loss higher. Take a majority, if not all, of your profit on target one, just to ensure that you're getting in and out of the market. Because holding on for too long right now doesn't really seem to make a lot of sense, considering how poorly the market has been behaving lately. So just note that's kind of where we're at there. Anyways, not much else to really understand here. The hourly is going to show that we are bearish and that there is a resistance in the 2050 to 2060 range. So hypothetically, we see a bit of a relief rally here. We very well could see the price action do one of these. Okay, that's a very, very distinct reality. Okay, so just note that's kind of where we're at there. I'll post our playout chart on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord that's available online. Make sure you recognize just make sure that you double check and utilize this if you can. A lot of my traders are using Bitunix. If you want to use it, awesome exchange link down below though, so you can benefit from these rewards. This is mainly for our current community members, so just make sure we have current prize pool and trade bonuses there. They're an awesome no KYC or VPN required exchange, so highly recommend checking them out. We'll look forward to seeing the next one. Thanks so much for your time. We'll see you soon. Take care.